All right, Chris Popper here in Bangor. I'm joined by Coach Mark Shields down in Bar Harbor, as we are every week, for the weekly coaches show sponsored by Allen Insurance. And Coach, first of all, congratulations. A nice victory on the road, way on the road, last week against Lake Region, a shutout win.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah, that was for starters, it was a long ride. Um, it took us 3.5 hours, give or
Oof.
take, to get down there. It was a 7 o'clock kickoff, which, that's pretty late for that long of a ride. I get it. Lake Region, it was their homecoming and they had other activities going on. And so they tried to schedule the football game last. So that made sense. And the guys, they got off the bus and we were able to get down on the field and kind of walk around a little bit, stretch our legs, and the timing was nice. And then we warmed up and got ready to go. And the guys did a great job. I mean, it was Lake Region's homecoming. We knew that it could be a difficult game. The guys took that seriously and they played very well. Defensively, I thought it was probably the best we played all season to hold them to 0 points. They are a good team. I mean, they have some weapons over there. So we knew that they would be hard to stop, but our guys played well. And then offensively, we put together some nice drives and put some points on the board. So it was a good win for us. And we got back about 1 a.m. The next day, actually. So
Right. It's always tough when you get back tomorrow, right? I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
I remember saying to Nick Grant, I said, "What day is it?" He said, "It's tomorrow." I'm like, "Oh, right. Okay, that makes sense."
right, exactly. Who did you give the award the game balls to, or game ball?
Yep. So we gave the game ball to Evan McKenzie. Um, Evan McKenzie, he reps at linebacker and some down lineman on defense, and he does a little bit of running back for the offense. And he wasn't going to be starting that game, but Tyler Lunt was not feeling well that particular morning and wasn't able to come to school. And Evan stepped in and he did a great job. He met with Mark Arnold early in the day during the school day to prepare. And then Evan and I talked on the bus ride down to get him ready to go. And he was second leading tackler for the team. He did a great job uh, behind Nate Olson. So, we were extremely pleased with his effort. He's a junior, been working hard for us for 3 years, and I'm glad he had that opportunity and he took advantage of it. So he earned the game ball for that
That's
game.
that's awesome. Congratulations to Evan. Um, this game on tomorrow night, we're recording this on Thursday, is MDI's homecoming. It's always a special week. You've had Spirit Week this week. Talk a little bit about what's gone on this week and as you get ready for tomorrow's game. And then we're going to talk about the 9 seniors on your roster.
Yeah, it's been a pretty hectic week, of course, being homecoming. Um, of course, at the end of the day, you're still trying to prepare and win a football game. So I think we've done a nice job to, keep the guys focused on, the task at hand, and that's trying to win a football game over Spruce Mountain. But yeah, there's been some, different activities each day, and I can't remember
I,
exactly how each day
I,
went,
I
but
I've seen Barbie photos. Now, were you involved in this Barbie charade here or what?
okay. So I actually did have a pink shirt on. That was Tuesday, and it's one that I've had for many, many years. The kids actually really loved it because it's an actual MDI logo on the shirt. I think Mr. Dow gave it to me back in the day when it was a breast
Breast
cancer awareness.
cancer. Yeah.
Yep, yep. So yes, I played Ken very well. Probably not as handsome, or definitely not as smart as Ken, but I held it together. But they've had pajama day. I think maybe pajama days today. I can't remember. Um,
Way to participate, right?
yeah,
I mean,
hey, I did well. I got
you
one.
sleep in your sweats, so it's
Uh,
okay.
oh, Monday was class color day. That's what it was. So we had each class. Freshmen wear black, sophomores yellow, juniors wear white, and then seniors green. We had a pep rally Monday at the end of the day, so that was cool. The kids were singing the school song, and each class competes against one another, and who's the loudest. And the seniors won, but I honestly think the juniors probably were louder. But you have to give it to the seniors, you know.
It's a fix. Let's be
Yeah,
honest, right?
yeah, I totally agree. And the juniors, you know, they mentioned that, but they
Right.
moved on. They moved on from it. But
It'll be their year next year.
yeah. And then, of course, you know, lots of sports going on all week long, different teams playing, and we play, of course, Friday night. And then the homecoming dance is Saturday I saw on the sign at 7 to 10, I believe. So,
All right. A lot going on, exactly. So, all right, so let's talk about the seniors. Get 9 seniors. Most of them have been in the program for all 4 years. Why don't I just read names and then you can chat about them?
okay.
Unless you've got the list that you want to go
I
down.
actually have the list right
Well,
here.
go ahead.
And I'm going to go in alphabetical order. So the first one's Hadari Foster. And Hadari came to us last year as a junior. Hadari had been playing soccer his freshman and sophomore year. And he ended up coming out a couple summers ago to some workouts and seemed to enjoy football and decided to play on the team the last 2 years. And he's really improved for us. He's gotten some varsity time this year. We've been able to plug him in on special teams for sure because he's athletic, fast, and he's been pretty physical too. And he seems to be doing probably the best at defensive end for us. So in passing situations, I like to put him at defensive end because he's quick to the quarterback. So he's been a nice addition for us, a pleasant surprise here the last 2 years. Aiden Jeffers.
Let me just interrupt. I mean, plus he's been doing a lot of kickoffs, which would make sense given his soccer background.
Yes, absolutely. So he's done some of our kicking. We don't necessarily kick field goals or extra points. We practice them all the time just in case we need them. And he does that in practice, does a nice job. And he's done right. He's actually been on the kickoff team to cover kickoffs, but he's actually kicked some for us too.
Right.
He and Spencer Lorendo share that role. So Aiden Jeffers, Aiden's been with us for 4 years. Aiden's just a big, strong dude. You know, he's probably an all-conference type nose guard on defense. He just takes up blocks. I mean, he's hard to handle because he's big and strong. So he's been super for us the last 2 or 3 years on the defensive line because he is so strong. And you know, he's a guy that he actually has 2 interceptions, believe it or not. He had an interception in a playoff game last year, and then he had an interception in a scrimmage against Dexter. It was one of those where he gets deflected and then he gets it, and he scored a touchdown last year in a playoff game, so that was pretty cool against Camden. So he's been tremendous for us. Go Spencer Lorendo. Everybody knows Spencer. You know, he's been playing quarterback for the last 3 years for us, off and on. Probably played his freshman year a little bit, but Spencer, you know, he's one of the best athletes in our conference, no doubt about it. The thing about Spencer is he's diverse. I mean, as a quarterback, you have to contend with the running with him because he's so fast and athletic, and then he throws a good ball, so he's hard to stop, and defensively he's been lights out as well. He's one of our best cover guys, and he does special teams. He's our kicker. He kicks off. You know, he's our safety guy on kickoffs. So Spencer has just been, you know, an amazing athlete and amazing player for us. And he's been a great leader this year as well. So I've been really pleased about that. Shane Lombardas. Shane came out last year. This is his second year playing football. He's one of those guys. He's a big, tall dude, and he's a basketball guy. And I was bugging him for his freshman and sophomore year to play football. And you know, finally we got him to come out, and I think he's really enjoyed football. He plays defensive end for us, and he plays a little bit on the offensive line. And, you know, he's done a nice job. You know, a guy that's never played football before. He's learned a lot. And he's just a great teammate. He's just an awesome person to be around. So really pleased with Shane and how things gone for him. Tyler Lunt, he's another guy that's been with us for 4 years. Tyler, you know, some of these guys, I was thinking that some of these guys I've been watching play since the 3rd grade, and Tyler's one of them. Tyler just loves football. You know, he just loves to be out there. He loves the game. He's been playing linebacker for us for the last couple of years. He's played a little defensive end. He plays a little bit on the offensive line. And he plays some special teams for us. He's just a gamer, you know. And when kickoff happens for our games, Tyler's all in, and you know he's done a nice job for us for 4 years, and you know really pleased how his season's going. Aiden Mitchell is new to us. Aiden Mitchell is he didn't play his freshman, sophomore, and junior year, and then he came out late this year. He just kind of got the bug to play football. And the thing about Aiden is he's a great track athlete. So he's a super fast guy. He's got a nice spring in his running and his steps. And so he's a guy we're trying to get in different places on special teams, on offense, on defense, because he is an athlete. And he works super hard in practice. So it'd be interesting to see how it plays out for him for the rest of the season. But he's doing a great job. Jacob Shields. Jacob's having another nice year. He's been a starter for us for the last 3 years. You know, obviously he's pretty diverse. We can put him at running back. We can put him at receiver. We put him at quarterback a little bit this year. He's one of my best cover guys on defense. He's one of our best tacklers. He's one of the better defensive backs as far as coming up. He and Spencer Lorendo do a great job with that, coming up and supporting the run. So he's having a big year for us. Ashton Thomas. Ashton's another guy, came out last year. Maybe it was just this year. I think he was thinking about coming out last year. But Ashton, he's learning the game. He's been working hard right from day one. He's a wrestler, Ashton, and he decided that he wanted to try a little football, and he's doing a great job. We have him at nose guard on defense, get him in on some special teams. And then he plays the offensive line on offense. So just a super, super nice kid to be around. And then the last guy, Josh Wedge. Josh, once again, he's another one of those guys that he's been playing since whatever, 3rd or 4th grade. They used to call him Little Joshy, I remember back in the day. And so Josh has done a nice job. He's been playing guard for us on our offensive line. He's been starting all season. And, you know, another nice kid. He's a guy that he does a lot of work behind the scenes as far as studying what he needs to do. So Coach Arnold will give the guys their play sheets each week, and he's the guy that really does go home and he'll spend some time really looking at that and getting himself prepared. So, yeah, I've been super pleased with our 9 seniors this year. Some real nice leadership, and more importantly, just some great guys. So it's been fun. It'll be exciting to see them have their senior night and their last homecoming.
It's a special class. I mean, every class is special, but with Jacob, your son, and I mean, you've had to have watched, especially the ones that have grown up with Jacob, to follow him all along from AYS up through coming into high school. So you've really, been around these kids for most of them, many, many years.
Yeah, that's a great point, Chris. I mean, typically, I'll watch the AYS kids, but I was actually on the sideline watching these guys for most of their games growing up and watching them develop as players and, more importantly, people. And yeah, it'll be different for me for the first time having my own son for senior night. I've been doing this almost 30 years, and it really does feel good, and it's exciting as a coach, it's exciting as a parent. So it's going to be a great night.
Well, you can hold it together. I mean, you've done this with the girls, so you can do it. You can do it with your son.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. We'll see how my wife does, being our third and last child to come through. So we'll see how it's
on. What have you been working on for the game against Spruce Mountain? I mean, you're coming in 4-1, but you're third with the Crabtrees. I mean, you can't take Spruce Mountain lightly at all.
Absolutely not, Chris. Great point. We talk to the kids all the time, and I know most coaches do. It's not about your opponent really any week. I mean, you want to win the game, but it's really about getting better every week. Everyone makes the playoffs, so it's who's going to be best at the end of the season. That's the most important thing. So we talk a lot about get better every day, get better every practice, get better every week. And this is just another opportunity for us to get better. Spruce Mountain, we went down there last year and we were able to steal a win, but man, they were tough. Real physical team, very well coached. So we're expecting, once again, a good game. I mean, they're not going to come down here and lay down for us and, oh, it's your homecoming and let's all have a big party. They're going to come down here and play a football game, and those guys are going to come ready to play. So we need to be prepared. And I think we've had another good week of practice. I do think we've improved, and hopefully it plays out Friday night.
Game Friday night, 6 o'clock start. The weather for Friday looks good. The weekend is going to be nice and rainy, so glad we're playing Friday. And then the senior recognition will start at, I think, 5:40, right around there, because of the 9 seniors, and I believe it's also cheerleader, although there's just one cheerleader, who I believe is a senior. I hope. But yeah, so get there early. You'd love to have a huge crowd, especially where it's homecoming. And boy, haven't the band done such a great job in the student section. And shout out to the band directors. They've come a long way after having a new start.
Yeah, absolutely. Those guys are great. Yeah, so right, we're going to get on the field. I think the team will take the field around 5:40, and you're right, around 5:45 they'll start doing the senior recognition. I want to say maybe even cross country is being recognized with us. I can't remember.
Okay.
Sure,
Yeah.
I might be wrong about that, but definitely the cheerleaders and the football players. And you're right. I mean, the student section has been unbelievable. We've been talking about that every week, and we just hope that we get a bunch of people come out and watch the guys. It is exciting for them. Obviously, the more people in the stands, and they feel that, and they feed off that energy. So hopefully, it's a big night for the Trojans.
It is a holiday weekend. You get some alumni back. Do you get a chance to talk to any of them after the game? Some of the former football players, do they come out on the field, or is that just not a thing at high school?
Sometimes I'll see them as I'm walking off the field, or even
Yeah.
before. Some of them might show up early, and we'll touch base, and so that's really special too, right? I mean, doing this a long time, and it's just great to talk to those guys and talk about what's going on in their lives and their families and what have you, their jobs, and so that's really cool too, Chris. That's a great point. So yeah, I'm hoping that happens again this weekend.
Yeah, I always love, especially over the Christmas holiday, to be able to reconnect with, former basketball players that will come up and visit with me during halftime or pre or post game. It's always special because, I mean, like you said, we've watched these kids grow up, and it's nice to see them succeed post, in college or whatever they're doing in their life, post secondary school.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, Coach, congratulations on a good week. Good luck today if it's pajama day, and don't fall asleep in class, and take it literally. I'm just acting the part.
Yeah.
And we'll see you tomorrow night.
Sounds good. Thanks, Chris.